Well, today we are having a 150 million Victor Osimhen transfer to Manchester United, question mark. Two sources, one from Italy and the other from Spain, coming out and revealing to us that that's the amount of money that has been put onto the head of Victor Osimhen, if at all he's to cross from Napoli to Manchester United. Welcome to United Matters channel. As Dimitar Berbatov, one of those strikers at Manchester United under the era of Sir Alex Ferguson, has come out and revealed to us who he wants to see as the center forward of Manchester United in this summer, and he has pointed out onto the player that most of you really like. So lastly, talking about Jim Ratcliffe, the takeover of Manchester United, he has told us that he's not going to be overpriced and he's not going to pay stupid money over the team of Manchester United. So that is Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and we are going to be here going ahead to do the needful and what the Glazers are really planning to see to it that they do for the club of Manchester United. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel and let's get this started. Victor Osimhen now in Nigeria, and he has just been made the ambassador of Dito down in Nigeria, and obviously he has really been given some money and endorsement deals onto his bank account, and is doing some great job in there for you. Now Santi Anoma has told us that Napoli wants 150 million euros for Victor Osimhen. He wants to move to the Premier League. PSG, Manchester United and Chelsea are interested. He works for Foot Mercato. That is Santi Anoma. So to me, 150 million pounds for Victor Osimhen. Oh my God. Do we have that money? That's close to 130 million pounds. Now, again, Martino, he works for Mezzogrino and he comes in from Italy, has told us that Victor Osimhen has been on the Manchester United ladder or list for a while, and United are now ready to make an offer that cannot be refused. Napoli will not discuss any offers lower than 150 million euros. You know, as it stands, there is no way you're not going to pay that amount of money that Napoli is really calling in for. Do you know why? Because Napoli is selling a player who is one of the best in Europe this season. Ever since return from the World Cup, he has gone ahead to score 15 goals. I think it's only Rashford has gone ahead to score more than him. Rashford has scored, I think, 16 or 17 ever since we come from the World Cup. So he's one of the best informed player. And over the weekend before we went in the international break, Victor Osimhen scored a brace. He scored a brace against a side, was it Torino? He scored a brace, and he's now at 20. He's now at 21 goals in the league. So in the Champions League, he has also gone ahead to score some good goals. And over the weekend, he was named the in the midweek when they are playing Frankfurt. He scored a brace again. He was named the player of the match when they are knocking out Frankfurt in Italy. That is Victor Osimhen for you. I'm sorry, something's itching my eye. So that is Victor Osimhen for you, and calling it for 150 million euros. That's close to 130 million pounds. Now, you know, people have already said, Rokan, you don't like Victor Osimhen. I like Victor Osimhen. I like him 100%. But my problem is, do we have the money to spend on Victor Osimhen? Because to me, I believe Victor Osimhen is a third priority on the list of players that we want at Manchester United. The number one priority should be a midfielder that can come in and really act as a backup of Casemiro. That's it. The second priority should be a central defender. Kim Min-jae, Julian Timber, that class of defenders. That's what we should be looking for at Manchester United. So to me, I believe Victor Osimhen comes in as the third choice. You get? Because Ten Hag might be having a thought that, all right, if I told you I had a striker in the class of Victor Osimhen, or Harry Kane, or Dusan Vlahovic, or Benjamin Šeško, name it, we would have been into that level of competing for the trophies. I won't downplay his thoughts, but every time these players, Varane is out of the central defense, we really fidget. I've done very many live streams when I'm talking about the match day live, and you've seen how you people are fidgeting, especially the fans of Manchester United, when you are not having Varane or Casemiro in the midfield. So those are the two most important positions that we need to first settle up. But for Erik Ten Hag, he might tell the board, get me a striker first. After getting me a striker, get me a midfielder next. But to me, according to how I'm seeing things, in my own perspective, I just see to it that we need a Casemiro backup first, a right-footed central defender next. Thirdly, it should be Victor Osimhen. So, if Osimhen is going in for 130 million pounds, how many teams can pay that amount of money? PSG can, but I don't think it's going to PSG. Real Madrid can, but the player doesn't want to go to the La Liga. He wants to go to the Premier League. That's it. So, I think Chelsea is the hugest competitor of Manchester United. That's it. And Chelsea are in need of a centre forward. And why Chelsea are really favourites to get this deal done, they cannot find themselves, or they can find themselves in a situation of not paying that 150 million euros up front. What they can do is that they can offer Romelu Lukaku to Napoli and they pay like 100 million euros. That's it. I think for Napoli it worked for them well because they would have gotten a replacement of Victor Osimhen and then some money. But that will call in for Lukaku to go all out and really bang in goals. Sorry, I'm bulging. Sorry. That will call in for Victor Osimhen to go out and banging in goals like no other. That's it. Not Victor Osimhen, Lukaku. If Lukaku can go ahead and really score close to 10 goals in the remaining games, is still to play for Inter Milan. Like in the Champions League, they have a draw tie against Benfica. Then if he scores again against the teams they're left with to play in the league, I think they're left with 10 games in the league. That is the Italian Serie A. I think if at all he picks back that form that he was on before he was signed back by Chelsea in the summer of 2020, was it 2021? Yeah, it was 2021. I think it will have an impact to make to the board of Napoli. But if at all he does not pick out that form, it's going to be hard. But to me, obviously, you'll know that the price is not ridiculous because nowadays players are really going in for huge monies. They are going in for huge money. So to me, I think it's okay to buy him at that amount of money. I'm not doubting, but can we have that money to pay for Victor Osimhen? That is the most important thing. If at all we can raise it and get other positions certified also, then we can find ourselves in a position of really celebrating and jubilating about this player coming in at Manchester United. Then, Dimitar Berbatov on the striker. Manchester United should sign his Hayes, Victor Osimhen. The guy is unbelievable at the moment. He's very young. He's great in the air. His speed is exceptional. And the goals he's scoring for Napoli are unbelievable. And to me, you tell me, or you ask me, what do you expect to have from Manchester United if at all you are having Victor Osimhen and Marcus Rashford playing wide left, then Sancho or Anthony playing wide right, or Amad Diallo or who next season? I'll tell you, trophies. If we manage to go on and win trophies when a team is depleted like this, having a lot of deficiencies, then if at all we get in a striker who can get us goals, like 30 goals a season, then Rashford adds on some 30, you get Bruno gets us like 15, Martial getting us like 10 or 20. That means we are into the title race. And I think Ten Hag has looked through his season and got to know that, please, if I had a striker who can kill off chances, I think I would have been doing better. And it's evident because every time Anthony Martial comes in through to play into that game of football and leading the line, we play better. And it's hard for us to get dominated. But if you're not having Anthony Martial, you really lose what we call the apex or the reference point at the focal point, because he's just that converging point of all the play of Manchester United. And each and every time he plays, he makes Rashford better, Anthony better, Bruno Fernandes better, because his hold-up play is really elite. So that's what you heard from Victor Osimhen today. Dimitar Berbatov advising Erik ten Hag to go in for a player known as Victor Osimhen because he's really tearing it up like no other in the Serie A and the Champions League. And obviously, I would love him at Manchester United. Fellow African player like me, comes in from Nigeria. I'm an African. I would love to see an African player thrive at Manchester United, because in the record of Manchester United, the best performing African player has always been Quinton Fortune, and was not among those players that you can talk about as legends at the club of Manchester United, because I never enjoyed the way he played, but he used to get the job done and dusted for Manchester United. But Eric Jemba flopped, Manucho flopped. Who else? Eric Bay looked like he was going to have a spark, but obviously injuries just led to his game to be poor at Manchester United. He never got enough playing time because he couldn't find himself in a fully fit position every time. The manager wanted him to be available, and that comes out to us not having a successful African player. Amad Diallo is having the glimpses, and I think without his tearing up the league, the championship, I think he can come in through and become the first African player to tear it up at Manchester United. But Victor Osimhen, I'm 100% faithful in him that he will come and tear it up if at all comes to Manchester United. But all goes back to the amount of money that we are supposed to pay for him. Does our bank account call in for us to sign Victor Osimhen? Let's go into the story of the takeover. Now, Mike Higan, a gentleman close to the takeover of Manchester United, told us that Manchester United are expecting 6 bids before the next deadline, which would be a mix of full takeover and partial investment. Those involved in the running of the club believe another round of bids may be invited before a buyer is chosen, with Easter viewed as a decision time. Easter is going to be there. Is it on the 9th? I think it's going to be there on the 9th of April, meaning that we still have some other bids to come in through, and we are looking at Sheikh Jassim Al Thani and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, but it looks like the other 4 that are being talked about by McKeegan are really the investors and some others that don't want to buy the club on 100% or really buy the majority shares of the Glazers. So as it stands, Manchester United is into a very tough situation, because we don't know whether the Glazers are going to be here or not, because I'm reading tweets today that the Glazers look like they want to be here for some more time. So that sends us in a situation of not agreeing with what is being decided by the Glazers, because the investors look like they want to come in and put in money, but the Glazers told the Rain Group that please go in and consider those that are really coming in for the full takeover first. And those have been 2. Sheikh Jassim Al Thani from the Qataris and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe has the following to say about the takeover of Manchester United, and he's a man who has gone ahead to say that he's not willing to really be ransomed by the club of Manchester United, and this is what he had to say in his own words. He said, "How do you decide the price of a painting? How do you decide the price of a house? It's not related to how much it costs to build or how much it costs to paint. What you don't want to do is pay stupid prices for things, because then you regret it." So he was like reacting to the question of how much he thinks he's going to pay when United salary he's willing to pay for Manchester United when the purchase of Manchester United. So he told us that he's not willing to pay stupid money to the club of Manchester United. And again, Telegraph Donker, that is James Donker, a United correspondent for the Telegraph, told us that Sir Jim Ratcliffe insisted he will not be sucked into paying a stupid price for Manchester United, and says his interest is buying the club is being driven by desire to win things. Our interest in the club would be purely in winning things. But you won't win things, Mr. Jim Ratcliffe, when we still have that huge debt. That's it. You won't win things at Manchester United. If you want to win things at Manchester United, you need to put yourself in a situation of being able to clear us from the debt. You get? And you don't. How can I even frame it? I want to bring an analogy that can best get out this decision. Now, guys, let me give you an example. If you get an injury or you get a burn from hot water, so to heal that burn or that wound that would have gone to really appear after the hot water burning you, do you bring hot water to pour on that wound to get healed? I think you don't. You have to bring in medicine to cure it. Right now, Sir Jim Ratcliffe going out to borrow money to purchase Manchester United is like him getting hot water and pouring it again in the same position where you got a wound that was caused by the burn of hot water. He's adding salt to an insult. You get? And then we'll be having two debts, meaning that he'll be willing to pay that debt, but where is he going to get that money? from Manchester United. Again, we'll be having to serve a second date for the purchase of United that has been standing here ever since the Glazers took us in 2005 of approximately 600 million. So we can't allow such a scenario of having one person taking over the club again on dates. That was the biggest mistake that was made 18 years ago, and we shouldn't accept such a mistake to come in through. And you are hearing him say he's not going to pay stupid money. Now, this is where I call in for Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Raise the £6 billion, pay to the Glazers, let them hand the club over to you. Because Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the way he wants to do things, I'm not well convinced, because this club needs money. This club needs money. I want someone to first buy us and then clear off the debt. Then I think the rest will be okay, because I made that calculation here for you, and it's to it that we can even have money to spend per summer and the January transfer window equaling or really leveling up to £300 million. That's it. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Through and David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. Your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. Do you think we have money to sign Victor Osimhen? May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later. I'm remaining with one video, and I'm going to come back in the next 2 or 3 hours to present it to you here onto the United Matters channel. I'm out.